In the quiet town of Meadowgrove, a French teacher's life takes an unexpected turn when she meets a little girl who needs a mommy. But this isn't just any little girl, she's the daughter of a single dad veteran, and their lives are about to change forever. Join us on this heartwarming journey of love, redemption, and the power of unexpected connections. The snow was falling gently, painting the small town of Meadowgrove in a soft, white blanket. The streets were quiet, and the few people out were bundled up against the chill. At the local park, a lone figure sat on a bench, her breath visible in the cold air. She was Marie, a French teacher at the local high school, her heart heavy with the weight of loneliness. Her once vibrant spirit had dimmed after a series of personal losses and a broken engagement. She had retreated into herself, finding solace in her teaching but little joy in her personal life. Her arms were wrapped around herself, not just against the cold, but against the emptiness that had become her constant companion. But that night, the universe had other plans. A small, determined figure crunched through the snow, heading straight for Marie. It was a little girl, no more than 5. Her cheeks rosy from the cold, her eyes sparkling with a warmth that seemed to defy the winter chill. She was dressed in a bright pink coat, her tiny boots leaving little prints in the snow. The girl stopped right in front of Marie, her eyes wide and curious. Without a moment's hesitation, she held out a small, carefully wrapped package. "For you," she said, her voice clear and sweet. Marie looked at the girl, surprised and touched by the unexpected gesture. She took the package, her hands trembling slightly as she unwrapped it to reveal a beautifully crafted origami crane. "It's beautiful," Marie whispered, her eyes welling up with tears. "I made it for you," the girl said, her voice filled with pride. "My daddy taught me. He says origami is like magic. You take something plain and turn it into something beautiful." Behind them, a tall, rugged man approached cautiously. He was dressed in a heavy coat, his eyes softening as he watched his daughter. His name was Thomas, a veteran who had returned home to Meadowgrove after years of service. He had lost his wife during a deployment, leaving him to raise their daughter, Emma, alone. He had taught Emma the art of origami as a way to cope with her mother's absence. Never imagining it would lead to this moment, Thomas had seen Marie around town, her sad eyes and lonely demeanor tugging at his heart. He had hoped that Emma's kindness might bring a little light into Marie's life. As Thomas stood there, watching the interaction between his daughter and Marie, he felt a sense of hope. Perhaps this encounter would be the beginning of something beautiful, a chance for all of them to find a little more joy and connection in their lives. From that night on, a story began to unfold, one of healing, love, and the power of unexpected connections. Thomas and Emma would open their lives to Marie in ways none of them could have imagined. And Marie would learn that sometimes, family isn't bound by blood, but by love freely given. The days that followed were filled with small, precious moments. Marie would often find origami cranes tucked into her bag or left on her desk, each one a symbol of hope and friendship. She began to spend more time with Thomas and Emma, helping Emma with her French and sharing stories of her own. In return, Thomas and Emma brought a sense of warmth and belonging into Marie's life, filling the void that had been there for so long. And as the snow melted and the days grew warmer, Marie found herself falling in love not just with Emma, but with the idea of a family, a future, and a love that could heal even the deepest of wounds. Little did she know, this serendipitous encounter at the park would change her life forever, reminding her that sometimes, the most beautiful gifts come in the most unexpected ways.